What's up, YouTube? Preach Divine here. There's a topic that I want to discuss with you guys today. It's something that I continue to go through within the dating community. All right. So I'm gonna start off with this, right? I'm gonna give you a few examples of what I've been through. All right. So recently, I met a young lady in Miami a few weeks back, right? So we've been kind of like conversing long distance, you know? We had a lot of great days, but we had some bad days. And all of those bad days came when I told her about herself, when there may have been something she said that I felt was inappropriate or wrong or disrespectful, right? So I always tell guys this, right? And 95% of guys tend to do this because it's secure. It secures them getting the draws, right? It secures them getting what they want sexually, right? So if you keep your mouth shut, okay, I'm a true believer that when a woman is interested in a guy, if you play your cards right, almost 99% of the time, you're going to get what you want sexually, right? Especially if you keep your mouth shut. If she may say or do something that may have rubbed you the wrong way, you dislike, if you keep your mouth shut, right, it keeps the peace, right? You never know how someone's going to respond to something. So majority of guys just don't say anything, all right? I'm a little different, right? I go back and forth with it, right? I always tell people, if I'm looking for something real, then I'm gonna speak my mind, right? If I'm looking to have fun, play around, just a female to chill with, I'm not going to really speak my mind and speak my opinion, because it does not matter, right? Cool. I was interested in this woman because I'm done with playing around, right? I've been there, done it, I'm over it, right? So let's get back to the examples. So the very first date, all right, we probably talk about 3 hours, right? Somewhere within that conversation, she tells me about OnlyFans. She had an OnlyFans, right? I thought about it and I was like, She said she no longer have it. I left it alone, all right? Couple days later, we're talking once again, all right? And she tells me that she doesn't feel comfortable. This shit is crazy. She doesn't feel comfortable with sending pictures and videos to someone she's interested in, to someone she's dating. So I don't say anything, right? Couple more days go by, right? We're conversing again. And then I tell her that I tend to avoid disagreements or verbal altercations because I want peace, all right? And she's like, what do you mean? Don't do that. I want you to speak your mind. That's not healthy, all right? So then I give her one example. I say, well, I thought what you said a few days back was kind of, it just didn't make any sense to me, all right? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, so you was sending videos of you getting fucked and nude pictures to men for money, but yet you were against sending that to someone you're dating. Doesn't make much sense to me. You're telling me that what you do, right, comes with a price tag, all right? And it was a turn off for me, all right? So instead of just saying, yeah, I get where you're coming from, that doesn't make much sense, X, Y, and Z, she becomes defensive, right? I tell her, pause, take the emotion out of it, okay? You told me you wanted me to be transparent and be honest, and I'm being honest. We can have a conversation like adults. Long story short, that whole conversation went south. We end up getting into it, right? She could not handle the truth, right? Boom. We end up having another disagreement, right? This disagreement was, we was discussing something in the beginning of dating, and I was saying that there are those women that are for the streets, and, you know, women like that tend to come with a higher risk, right? You're gambling when you date someone who was for the streets, right? This totally like rubbed her the wrong way. Okay, what do you mean? What are you talking about, right? So we're conversing. I'm giving her examples. Nothing of what I'm saying making any sense. I then give her an example of, okay, so if you got a son in college, you want him to bring the girl home who was for the streets, meaning that she slept with a bunch of guys in college, over the one that was ambitious, focused on her studies, did not worry about guys, great woman, self-respect. Then she got it after about like an hour of arguing. All right? Cool, leave it alone. All right? We have a couple more good days, about 3-4 more good days. All right? And then it happened again. All right? So I'm a very open book. We pretty much can talk about almost anything, all right? But some things is just disrespectful and does not make sense if you want to date someone, all right? So she would tell me, so I'm a Pisces. So she ended up telling me like she told her homegirl that she knew that I was good in bed because the best dick she ever had her entire life was a Pisces. But as she's telling me the story, she's sitting there and her eyes are rolling in the back of her damn head and she like sucking on her finger, right? And I'm just like, damn, what you thinking about him or something? All right? And she like, and then I'm like, I mean, well, if he was that good, go back to him. And she was like, well, he's married now. I'm like, he didn't choose you, huh? Right? Cool. I didn't say that part though, right? So, cool. All right? Never did go by. This dude comes up again. All right? How great this guy dick is. All right? Cool. Another day comes up. This dude comes up again. All right? All this time, I'm not saying anything because I already paid for a flight for her to come to see me. So I'm like, I ain't trying to fuck nothing up, right? By giving my opinions. So the one day we had these long conversations and we were conversing, and then it comes up, right? And I was like, I just don't want to fight, so I tend not to voice my opinion on certain things. So then I bring up that I feel like it's disrespectful to tell someone you're interested in about a guy who you really enjoy sexually. Cool, I let it go the first time. But how many times are you going to tell me about this guy? Right? Then she made a statement one of those times was saying like, because I kind of said something, but then I left it alone because I knew where it was going. And she made a statement like, I'm not saying you can't be just as good. So I'm like, just as good. Even that statement makes it seem like he's the bar. He's the bar, right? So I don't care how good you are, you can't supersede him, right? I'm a very confident guy. That shit doesn't bother me. I was just simply telling her that I don't think it's smart to talk like that, right? This whole conversation went south and I became the problem because she was speaking about things that was very disrespectful. Then I brought up another example to prove my point. She told me one of the nights we was talking, her best friend and her boyfriend was getting into it. And she was like, they was getting into it. And long story short, she was like, the best friend was saying a whole lot of hurtful things. And she said that he had a little dick, right? And I was like, damn, that's really fucked up. I said, I don't know why people say things that they can't come back from, right? So then she began to tell me that I don't even know why she said it. It's bullshit. He's hung. I'm like, what? Right? She was like, whoa, my best friend showed me their sex tapes. He's hung. And I was like, what woman with any self-respect will show her friend a sex tape of her guy? That doesn't make any sense. Any mature, smart woman don't even have conversations about what she do behind closed doors with her man, with other people, and definitely not her close friends. Didn't make any sense. Me saying that, once again, I was the problem. Okay? So I end up, that whole nice guy shit went out the window. I end up telling her about herself, telling her she was very immature. Okay? Some of the things she say is very ghetto. Right? And that I feel like she does not know how to obtain a man. Right? And then I end up saying something like, I'm going to be real, sweetheart. I have been extremely patient, but I'm going to be 100. You're not the catch. I'm the catch. Right? We kind of didn't talk for a few days. I end up hitting her back and apologizing if I hurt her feelings. I didn't think I said anything disrespectful. Right? Apparently she thought I did. Okay? I'm like, I didn't curse at you. I didn't call you out your name. I didn't disrespect you. I just simply told you about yourself. And for some reason, it's very difficult for her to take criticism. And all these situations, they went south, right? Because she can't take criticism. A lot of people, I don't know why, it's just so difficult for a lot of people to change. If you're wrong, just apologize and move on. You're taking something very small and you're blowing it up. And you can possibly lose the best opportunity that you have ever had with dating a man because of your own stubbornness, right? And a lot of females have this. Okay, I've been through this numerous times. I'm gonna talk about another female who was about too much prior to her, right? We met, all right? Not gonna lie to you, one night stand. She was cool though. I enjoyed myself, you feel me, right? I didn't judge her, all right? So we get to conversing one day. No, it was probably like after like a week or so, we've been getting to know each other with her, right? And then one day we get to talk about my exes with her, right? And she was like, it seemed like you tend to date toxic women. I was like, yeah, I have, all right? She was like, well, what do you think they all have in common? I said, you know what's funny that you say that? I said, I sat back and I reflect on my previous dating situations, and I came with the conclusion that they was too fast. How I met all of my exes was too fast. Like how they operate, you know what I mean? So then the female didn't say, what? Come on, guys, catch on. Why is she saying this? Right? She did now is getting defensive. She's getting defensive because we had sex on the first day. I said, sweetheart, I'm not judging you. You asked me a question. You asked me, what did my exes have in common? I'm simply answering your question. And now because you have what they have in common, right? Now you want to argue, right? Long story short, that ended really badly, right? I gave her several examples. She didn't like it, right? But the moral of the story is this, right? Ladies, okay? Stop being so stubborn, okay? If you are wrong, just admit you are wrong. Apologize, move on. Stop trying to make excuses for things that you may have said or did that was disrespectful, that was wrong. It only makes things worse. Like a lot of women tend to have this problem. I don't know what it is, right? And then when you mention whatever the problem is to them, they become very defensive, very emotional, sensitive creatures, right? We know this, right? But you are losing out on a lot of great men. Great men don't have time for... A lot of women tend to want high value men, the 1%, right? But with that is going to come requirements, right? Things that we must receive. And cooperation is one of them, right? I don't expect anyone to come to the door doing and saying everything that I want them to do and say. I don't expect that, right? But I expect cooperation. I expect if I bring something to your attention, you can have a mature adult conversation without all of the emotion, without being sensitive, without becoming defensive, right? A lot of women sabotage great opportunities. Your personality is deleterious to any strong man. Keyword, strong man. There are a lot of men out here that are dealing with things like this for all of the wrong reasons, right? A high value man is not going to deal with it. Like someone mentioning to you that he dislikes something you may have said or did should not end the relationship. You should not do and say so much that because he mentioned something so small that at the end of the conversation, he's done with you. Just be apologetic and move on. Okay? Don't miss out on maybe the best opportunity of your life because you're stubborn. You know, from the first woman, I kind of knew she was toxic because she was telling me how like it was three of them, right? And out of the three siblings, she's the middle child. And she was like, she gave her mom a run for her money. She challenged everything that her mom told her. And I was like, what? Like what? Like you're telling me you like that? She challenged everything that her mom told her. She was a problem child her entire life. So who am I to expect that she's gonna be a upstanding, classy, sophisticated woman? That was on me once again. But that's done very, very early. You know what I mean? No feelings involved, right? But woman, just stop, breathe, take a second, put yourself in that person's shoes. Majority of the time, if you treat people how you want to be treated, you would avoid a whole lot of that foolishness. But that's all I wanted to say, guys. Y'all have a good day.